Grow Your Mindset podcast. Grow your mind, change your life.
So today we are talking about how to manage your time.
Yes, time management, but in a completely different way.
Right. Welcome to the Grow Your Mindset podcast. This is our friendly space to talk about self-improvement, mindset, motivation, and learning English in a really simple, practical way.
We're so happy you are listening today.
Yeah, we are. And today we are going to explore this huge problem of time. We will start by looking at why we always feel so busy. Then we will look at the hidden things that quietly steal your time.
The quiet thieves.
Exactly. And finally, we will share 2 or 3 practical tips. Real tips you can use today to feel less stressed.
And I just want to say right now, today's not about working harder.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we are not going to tell you how to do 50 tasks in one day.
Yeah.
We are not trying to turn you into a machine. Today is about protecting your energy and, finding some peace in your daily life.
I really love that. Protecting energy, not just doing more. So let us start with a strange problem. Think about your grandparents for a moment.
Okay, my grandparents.
Think about how they lived 50 or 60 years ago. They had to wash their clothes by hand. They cooked without microwaves. Everything took so much physical effort.
It really did. Hard physical work.
But somehow they had slow evenings. They had time to sit on the porch. They had time to just talk to neighbors. Now look at our lives today.
Right, it is very different.
I mean, we have apps on our phones that bring hot food to our door in 20 minutes. We have robots that vacuum our floors. We have all these amazing time-saving tools. But we are in a panic. We never have enough time. Why is that?
That is the ultimate question of modern life. We have all this convenience, but we feel more exhausted than ever.
Yeah, why do we feel more tired today than people who did everything by hand?
Well, the answer is the difference between physical work and mental work. It's true that life is easier for our physical bodies. You don't have to chop wood for a fire,
Thankfully.
right? But while our bodies rest, our minds are working much, much harder. Life today is incredibly noisy. It is very fast. People don't just feel busy, they feel mentally crowded.
Mentally crowded. Wow, that is a strong image. What does that actually feel like?
Think about the small demands pulling at you all day. Your phone rings, an email arrives, a news app sends an alert, a friend sends a funny picture.
And your computer tells you to update the software. Always.
Exactly. So your physical body is sitting on a soft chair, but your mind is running a marathon. It never stops processing information.
You know, I have a good way to picture this. Think about a web browser on your computer. When you open just one tab, the computer is fast. It works perfectly.
Yes, very smooth.
But modern life feels like having 100 tabs open in your mind at the exact same time. A tab for your job, a tab for the news, a tab for your family.
And when a computer has too many tabs open, what happens?
The cooling fan starts to spin so loudly, the whole machine slows down, it gets hot, and it freezes. Our brains are doing the exact same thing.
That analogy perfectly explains it. When we process too much information, our brain literally uses more physical energy. It burns fuel. It gets tired.
I also like to think about a room after a children's birthday party.
Oh, wow. That sounds messy.
It is. Imagine walking into a house after 20 children have been there for 3 hours. The room is very loud, your ears are ringing, the floor is sticky from juice.
Wrapping paper everywhere.
Yes, it is chaotic. It makes you want to turn around and leave. Sometimes, when I open my email in the morning, my brain feels exactly like that sticky, messy room.
Yeah, that is the feeling of cognitive overload. Your brain enters that loud room and feels completely overwhelmed. And the worst part is, we usually start our day by inviting that noise in.
What do you mean?
Well, we wake up, and before we even get out of bed, we open all those mental tabs. We look at social media, we read the news.
Oh, right. We let the noisy birthday party into our heads before we even brush our teeth.
Exactly. And this mental crowding creates a really heavy physical feeling of exhaustion.
You can actually feel it in your shoulders, like you carried heavy stones all day, even if you just sat at a desk. Which brings us to a very important concept, the quiet ways we lose our time.
Yes. We often think time is stolen in big ways, like a 2-hour traffic jam.
Or a 3-hour meeting.
Right. But those big events are not the real danger. The real danger is how we lose our time little by little. Small, unfinished things pile up.
Let's talk about those small things. Maybe it's a short message from a friend. You think, I will reply later. Or a simple form for the doctor.
Or booking a train ticket. They are tiny tasks. They should only take 5 minutes, but we leave them unfinished.
And they just sit quietly in the back of your mind.
When we let these small things stay unfinished, We do something harmful. We squander our attention. And squander is a very useful English word here.
Let us explain that word. How does a person squander something?
To squander means to waste something valuable in a very careless way. You don't make a plan to waste it, you just lose it because you are not paying attention.
Like someone who gets a lot of money, but slowly spends it on useless things until it is gone. They squandered it.
Yes. In modern life, we squander our attention.
We squander it on random phone checks. You are working, you feel bored, so you check your phone for 2 minutes. Then 10 minutes later, you check it for 3 minutes.
You read a comment, you watch a short video.
Yeah, and you think it doesn't matter.
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, you squandered 2 whole hours.
And when you squander your attention, you start to drift. Drift is another important word for us today.
Think of a small piece of wood floating on a river. It doesn't have a motor. It doesn't decide where to go. It just moves slowly wherever the water pushes it.
So drifting means moving without any clear direction.
Right. You drift from an email to a news website. You drift from the kitchen to the living room, and you forget why you went there.
You are just reacting to the screen. You are the piece of wood on the river of the internet.
And the danger of drifting is we never finish our important tasks, which leads us to a great concept: open loops. Can you explain how an open loop works?
Sure. Psychologists use the term open loops to describe tasks you start but don't finish, or tasks you delay. Imagine drawing a circle, but you stop before the line connects.
The circle is open.
Yes. When you say, I will do that tomorrow, the task doesn't disappear. It stays open in your mind.
It stays open and takes up space.
It takes up emotional space. And the frustrating part is a tiny task takes up a huge amount of brain power just because it is unfinished.
I have a slightly embarrassing example of this.
Oh, please share it.
A few weeks ago, I needed to send a very simple email to a colleague. It was just an answer to a question. It probably needed 4 minutes to write, but I was tired, so I delayed it.
I think everyone listening knows what happens next.
Tomorrow came, and I said, I will do it after lunch. Then a whole week passed, and this 4-minute email felt like a giant monster. Every time I thought about it, my stomach felt tight.
The loop was very open.
It felt like I had to write a formal letter to a king. I felt like I needed perfect grammar and 3 paragraphs apologizing for being late.
A formal letter to a king. That is a brilliant way to describe the weight of an open loop. Why does a 4-minute task become so heavy?
Yeah, why does my brain act like it's a dangerous threat?
Because the human brain is designed to remember unfinished tasks much better than finished ones. Your brain wants to protect you. It says, hey, you forgot something.
So it's constantly running in the background, like a hidden app on a phone draining the battery.
Yes. And every time your brain reminds you, you feel a spike of negative emotion. You feel a little guilt. You think, I am so lazy.
Oh, yeah. The daily guilt.
That guilt mixes with the task. You are not just writing an email anymore. You are dealing with a feeling of personal failure. That makes it feel much harder.
That makes perfect sense. We carry these heavy open loops everywhere.
Yeah.
And carrying that weight drains our energy. We feel completely empty by dinner time.
Which reveals a very deep truth about time management. The main problem is not a lack of time. Everyone has 24 hours. The real problem is energy.
Energy over time. That is a huge realization. Free time is useless if you are too exhausted to enjoy it.
Let's imagine a common situation. You work hard all week. You finally get 2 hours of free time on Saturday. The house is quiet.
Sounds amazing.
But your mind is full of open loops, and you are exhausted from drifting. What do you actually do with those 2 hours?
Honestly, I just sit on the sofa. I want to read, but the book feels too heavy. I want to walk, but putting on shoes is too much effort. So I just scroll on my phone. The free time is there, but the energy is gone.
That is the tragedy of poor time management. Good time management means matching your plans to your actual human energy. You cannot run on an empty battery.
We have a great phrase for this in English. We say you wear yourself out.
Yes, to wear yourself out.
It means you destroy your own energy through non-stop effort. You push your mind so hard, you have nothing left. Like walking on rough stones wears down the bottom of your shoes.
And when you wear yourself out, your plans and your body become out of sync.
Out of sync. Let's explain that.
When things are in sync, they move beautifully together like two dancers. But when things are out of sync, they fight each other.
So your schedule is out of sync with your body. Your plan says, I will study English for...
But your biological energy says, I need to lie down in a dark room. Your plan goes one way, your body goes the other, you are out of sync.
If we want to fix this, we have to look at how we start our day. You always see articles about the perfect morning routine.
Oh, yes. Drink lemon water. Stand in a freezing shower.
Meditate facing the sun. But you say the start of a good day actually begins the night before.
Yes, the night before. Because of the state we're in when we go to sleep, if you go to bed after consuming too much digital noise, it damages your recovery.
Like staring at your bright phone screen in bed, scrolling through the news.
Exactly. You are inviting the messy birthday party into your bed. Your body is under the blankets, but your brain is running a marathon.
The bright screen tricks your brain into thinking it is daytime.
Yes. So you finally fall asleep, but it is not deep rest.
You wake up with the damage already done, the battery never charged. You wake up tired before your feet touch the floor.
And when you have low energy, everything feels much harder.
It really does. I have a perfect example of how exhaustion changes reality. You come home after a long, loud day. You are worn out. Your partner asks a very loving question. What do you want for dinner?
Very innocent question.
Very innocent. But when you are that tired, it feels completely offensive. It feels like they asked you to build a house. You think, how dare you ask me to make a decision?
It feels like an attack. You have decision fatigue. Your brain has no fuel left to choose between chicken and pasta.
You just want to say, please give me bread and leave me alone.
Yeah.
So don't people really just need a gentler ending to their night instead of a crazy morning routine?
The science supports that. You cannot build a focused morning if you are recovering from a stressful night. Defend the last hours of your day. Turn off screens. Read a physical book. Let the brain rest.
Okay, so we get a good night of rest. We wake up with the energy. Now we have to look at what we do with our best hours.
Yes, every person has certain hours when their natural energy is highest. We call these our golden hours.
Golden hours, like treasure.
They are treasure. Maybe your golden hours are early morning, like 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., or maybe late afternoon, but there are traps waiting to steal them.
What are the biggest traps?
Procrastination is huge, but the biggest trap is the constant interruption from phones. When we face these interruptions, we start to juggle.
Juggling. Imagine a clown at a circus throwing 5 balls in the air, trying to catch them all.
Yeah.
In daily life, juggling means trying to do too many tasks at the exact same time.
We type an email, listen to a podcast, eat lunch, and check our phone. We are juggling 4 balls.
What happens to our brains when we juggle?
Our brains cannot do 2 complex things at once. We think we are multitasking, but we are just switching attention very fast. It burns your energy. It ruins your golden hours.
We need to stop juggling and reclaim our focus. Reclaim means to take back something that belongs to you. Take back our time.
The first step is to find your golden hours. Ask, when is my mind the clearest? Protect those hours intensely. Refuse to juggle. Focus on one task.
This is so powerful because some hours are sharp and alive. You feel smart. But other hours, well, I say it feels like your brain arrived wearing slippers.
Your brain wearing slippers, that is very funny.
It's true. It's 3:00 p.m. on a Thursday. You had a big lunch.
Yeah.
Suddenly, your brain doesn't want to wear fast running shoes. It's wearing soft, warm slippers. It just wants to drink tea. It doesn't want to work.
The slippers hours are real. Your body temperature drops.
So why do we spend our best, sharp morning hours on the weakest tasks? We check random emails for an hour. Then we try to do our hardest work at 3 p.m. then when our brain is wearing slippers.
Because humans prefer easy things. Replying to a simple email is easy. You feel like you achieved something, so we delay the hard work.
But later, we have no energy left. We squandered our golden hours. Now we ask our slipper-wearing brain to climb a mountain.
Exactly. So we need practical strategies to fix this right now.
Let's give our listeners practical tips for real life. Tip 1. Make a simple daily plan.
Simple is the key. Don't use a complicated system. Just ask, what are the 1 or 2 most important things today? Write them down on a physical piece of paper.
Why a physical piece of paper? Why not just keep it in my head?
Keeping it in your head creates mental crowding. Remember open loops. Your brain uses energy to remember it. When you write it on paper, you close the loop. Your brain relaxes.
That is incredible. The paper remembers it for you. It removes the heavy weight from your brain. Okay, tip 2. Focus on one thing.
We talked about the danger of juggling. You must train yourself to do one thing at a time.
But that is hard with a phone. We have to put the phone away in a different room or inside a drawer. Face down on the desk is not enough.
Studies show that just seeing a phone reduces your brain power. Part of your brain is wondering if it will ring. Putting it in another room stops you from squandering attention.
You remove the thief from the room. That brings us to tip 3. This is the hardest one. Tip 3. Learn to say no.
It is uncomfortable but essential. You must protect your boundaries.
Let's introduce a phrase. Cling to. To cling to something means you hold it very tightly, like falling in a river and holding on to a tree branch to survive. You cling to it.
In modern life, people cling to busyness. They hold tightly to a full calendar.
Why do they cling to busyness? Why say yes when they are worn out?
Because it makes them feel important. It feels like proof that they matter. They think, if my calendar is full, I must be a valuable person.
They say yes out of fear. Fear that people will think they are lazy.
Yes. But every unnecessary yes is a polite thief.
A polite thief. I love that. A coworker smiles and says, "Can you help me? It will only take 5 minutes."
Famous last words. Only 5 minutes.
It never takes 5 minutes. It takes 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And it forces you to juggle. The polite thief smiled, but they stole your golden hour.
That is why you must say no.
But in real life, saying no is terrifying. What if the polite thief is your boss? I can't look at my boss at 4 p.m. and say, my brain is in slippers. I might lose my job.
That is a fair point. Saying no doesn't mean an angry no. It is negotiating. Say, I can do that, but I will have to delay the other project. Which one is your priority?
You make them choose the priority.
Exactly. And saying no to a distraction is not selfish. It is protective. Saying yes to a useless meeting means saying no to finishing your work, which means saying no to dinner with your family.
Wow. Saying no to distraction means saying yes to your own life. You have to save your energy for the people you love.
Yes. Applying these tips, making a paper list, putting the phone away, saying no is about building a better mindset.
Which brings us to our final concept, a sustainable mindset. We need to slow down to notice life.
When life gets too fast, when you are drifting and juggling, the days become a blur.
A blur, they mix together. You get to Friday and don't remember Monday.
Because you are not mentally present. Eating breakfast is just background noise. A walk is just a rush to the train. You don't see the trees or taste the coffee.
Because speed steals detail. And detail is where life is felt. You feel happiness in the sound of rain or a good meal.
This brings us to the phrase, carve out time.
To carve out time, like an artist carving a shape out of wood with a knife. It takes effort.
It means you deliberately make space for something. You don't wait for free time to magically appear. The polite thieves will take it. You must carve it out.
We must carve out time for a quiet walk without headphones. Carve out time for a slow meal.
And we do this to build something we can sustain. That is our final word. Sustain.
To sustain means to continue something over a long time, building a habit for years.
The goal is not packing 50 tasks into a day. The goal is a routine you can sustain on an ordinary, messy Tuesday.
An ordinary, messy Tuesday. I like that. Because on the internet, you see people selling a fantasy. A person who wakes up at 5 a.m., runs 10 miles, meditates, and drinks green juice.
The perfect internet machine.
I always think, we don't know these people. Real people have messy Tuesdays. The dog gets sick, the car won't start, you spill coffee on your shirt.
Real life is complicated and loud.
So if time management just puts pressure on us and makes us feel guilty for not waking up at 5 a.m., haven't we missed the point?
We completely missed the point. Self-improvement should not make you feel worse. It should make the messy Tuesday a little easier to handle.
Managing time isn't about being a robot. It is simply about losing less of yourself inside the rush of the day.
Protecting your energy, keeping your focus, and keeping your joy.
Losing less of yourself. That is the core message today. Do not let the digital noise and polite thieves steal who you are.
Before we finish, I have an encouraging note for everyone learning English. We used a lot of words today. Squander, drift, open loops, wear yourself out, juggle, reclaim.
It is a lot of vocabulary.
Please do not feel pressure to memorize every word today. Trying to learn them all is too much juggling.
What should they do instead?
Just choose one or two, like sustain or reclaim. Think about them this week. When you put your phone in another room, say, I am reclaiming my focus. Small steps are best.
Small steps are the best way to learn and manage your time. Small pauses right now are kinder than collapsing later. One small boundary can protect your peace.
Protect your peace. That is a perfect goal.
So, a simple question for you to think about. What is one specific thing that quietly steals time from your life? And what is one small change you will make today to take that time back?
Thank you for exploring these ideas with us. Have a wonderful, slow week.
Thank you for being here. Take care of your energy, and we will talk to you next time.